Hello, so today we are doing a video on how to make oatmeal. So we're going to start with our materials. We're going to start with a bowl and a spoon and peanut butter, preferably 1 tablespoon, and old-fashioned oats. These are ones that I bought at Sprouts in bulk, and half a cup measuring cup. I just used one that I had at home already, and also a measuring cup like this. Honestly, this one is optional. I usually don't use a measuring cup, but for the purpose of this video, I wanted to have it just in case. And a electric teapot. So the very first thing that we're going to be doing is taking the teapot and filling it up with water. So I'm going to step right over here. I'm videotaping this on my laptop, so we're just going to have to go down a little bit. So this is my sink right here, and I'm just going to fill it up with water here. And it's okay if you go a little bit over. Just in case you didn't hear that, it's okay if you go a little bit over. You just want to make sure that you have a good amount of water. It can be over a cup, just make sure it's at least a cup. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and plug it in. So I have an outlet right here. And if you can see, my teapot is plugged into the outlet right there. And then we wait, and then once it whistles, we will have hot water. So what I'm going to do, just for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and keep moving on with the steps, so that when the water whistles, it'll be ready to be added into the oatmeal. So I'm going to take my bowl, and I'm going to take the oatmeal, and I'm going to undo this here, and I'm going to take the measuring cup, and this is half a cup, and I'm going to scoop it into the oatmeal here and add it into the bowl. So I'm measuring out a cup. This is half a cup of oatmeal, and I'm going to add it to my bowl right here. So now you can see we have a bowl of oatmeal. Here, I'll move it down a little bit so you guys can see better. So then that's ready to go, and then once the teapot whistles, we'll be ready to add it to our bowl. So one thing that I like to do while this heats up, I like to use a non-salted peanut butter with no sugar added because it's a little bit healthier. I got this one at Trader Joe's, and it's really great. You can see on the back here the label. There is 190 calories per tablespoon. I'm sorry, 2 tablespoons. So if you really like the taste of peanut butter, you can add 2 tablespoons to the oatmeal, but for this case, I usually only use 1 tablespoon, and so we're just going to wait. I can hear it starting to boil, but it will take probably 2 or 3 minutes. I would say at most 5 minutes, but you can kind of hear it start to heat up and boil. And it's actually pretty decently priced. I got this one for $25 on Amazon new, and my boyfriend also has an electric teapot, which we like to use together, and we have oatmeal every morning. So you can kind of start to hear it now. And I'm sorry for the audio. My roommate is also doing laundry while I make this video, but you can kind of start to hear it heating up. And once it whistles, we'll be able to pour it into the oatmeal, and then that's when the magic happens. Or maybe when you add the peanut butter it is, but either way, it's pretty good. So we're waiting for it to heat up. You guys can look down again. You guys can see everything. We put the oatmeal in with this. So now we're done with the measuring cup, and we're done with the actual oatmeal. We're just going to be working with the oatmeal that's in the bowl now. And I didn't even use this measuring cup, so I didn't add it as one of the things that you need to use to make this oatmeal, but if you want to, you can use a measuring cup just if you're afraid the first few times and you want to make sure that you use enough water. And as you can hear, the teapot is starting to heat up, and it should be really close to whistling now, and that's not even 5 minutes in, it's only been 4 minutes, so it really doesn't take long for the teapot to heat up, and this is just a Presto teapot here, so if you're ever looking to purchase the same teapot, it should only be about $20 to $25, and you would just type in Presto into Amazon and you'd be able to find it pretty easily. It also works very well with making tea. You can add any amount of water, so usually I'll make a cup of tea while I make my oatmeal, and then you can kind of knock two birds out with one stone, which is really great. And I'm sorry for the audio, I know it's a little loud in here, but we're just making do with what we got with the coronavirus. It's been kind of hard. Everyone's at home, so I wish I was able to do the micro teach in class with all of the other students around, because I know it'd be really fun, but I'm okay with just doing it for my professor, and I welcome feedback. I'm late, but I also work at Target, so I've been an essential worker working a lot these past few days, and it's been kind of insane. But I'm here, and I'm still good, and I'm healthy, and I'm just praying that you're safe, and that our class is safe, and no one ends up with the virus. And I'm really glad that we were able to stop it early. So we're making do with what we got. I know it's a little loud, and I'm sorry about that, but we're making oatmeal today, and as you can see, it is now steaming, and you can kind of hear it whistle. That's my favorite part. You can kind of see it steaming and whistling. So you can go ahead and unplug that now. I'm just unplugging it from the socket. Right as soon as you hear that whistle, it's ready. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the water and you're going to go ahead and pour that hot water right onto the oatmeal, as I'm doing. I like to add just enough. And honestly, if you use a little too much water, it's okay, because the oatmeal soaks it up really well. And you can actually watch, it's going to end up soaking up that water really fast too. It shouldn't take more than a minute, which is really awesome. That's why it's a really fast breakfast to eat on the go, and I really enjoy that. Sorry, my computer keeps blacking out. But it actually heats up really, really fast, and it's really awesome as a quick breakfast in the morning. I like to just, add my peanut butter, and I can eat it on my way out the door. It's really fat. Like, you can already see it starting to soak it up. And what you want to do is just not touch it. So when you see it soaking up, you definitely don't want to touch it. You don't want to mess with it. You want it to just sit there and soak up all of the water. Because when you soak it all up, then you get like a nice consistency between the oatmeal and the peanut butter, which is what I personally like. And I really also like to not have any extra water added in, but really it just depends on personal preference. So like the oatmeal is basically soft even right now. You can tell by the consistency of it when you look down, like it's already taken a lot of the water up. So you could just add the peanut butter right now and it'd already be soft enough for you to take out the door, because it's boiling hot water getting poured all over the oatmeal. So it's really awesome because you can just vary it up so much. You can also add in other stuff. Like, I like my oatmeal really simple, but you can add berries into it. You can add chocolate chips. You can add cinnamon. You can add sugar, syrup, honey, like literally anything. You can make different flavors. There's like apple pie flavored and strawberry flavored, raspberry flavored, really just whatever your personal preference is. I just personally like mine really simple. I like to add a lot of protein and fat. Peanut butter is a really good protein and fat. So this is a very filling meal because it has carbs, protein, and fat all together. So I think the oatmeal is pretty good right now. So you'll see when I lean it over, you can move the oatmeal around. There's a little bit of water in there to make it nice and watery. And I like mine just a teeny bit watery so that when you add the peanut butter in, it's like a good mixture. And so this peanut butter that I'm using is like a crunchy peanut butter because I like to add a little bit of crunch with the nuts. So what I'm going to do is take a tablespoon of the peanut butter, and you could measure this out if you wanted to. I personally don't think it matters that much, but this is a tablespoon, and I literally am just going to add it into the peanut butter. And this is really great because I haven't had anything to eat today, and I've been working on homework all day. So then I'm just going to like mix it in, right? And you can just gently mix it in. It's going to be nice and watery. And even now, like this is a little bit waterier than I normally eat it. So like if it's a little too watery, like this one's pretty watery. You can just let it sit even with the peanut butter in for like a few minutes, and the oatmeal acts like a sponge and it just soaks it all right up, and it's really awesome. So like right now, this is a nice creamy liquidy peanut buttery oatmeal. And if you like oatmeal, like I never thought that I liked oatmeal until my boyfriend's mom showed me how to make it, and now I literally eat it every single day. I love it. It's a great filling meal, and I can eat it with 2 eggs if I want a more filling meal, like if I'm really hungry and like I skip lunch, like or breakfast I mean. You can eat it and it kind of doubles as 2 meals if you add like some eggs along with it. Or you can eat it on its own. It's a really filling meal. You could add a cup of it if you're really hungry, and that's what I normally do. Not with the cup, but like if I'm really hungry, like after I get off work, I'll just add a whole cup of oatmeal into it, and that's really, really yummy too. But like right now, this should be fine. I haven't been eating that much today, but this is a good amount for me. It'll keep me really filled. So just depending, like my boyfriend, I'm 4'11", and he is 5'10", and he's really tall. And so like for me, half a cup will fill me up, but for like someone else that's bigger or taller, they could eat double that. So they could eat a whole cup, and that would really fill them up. So that is it. That is everything. I'm going to eat this bowl of oatmeal while I finish the rest of my homework assignments tonight. And thank you for watching. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for just taking the time to grade my classes. I know, for my assignments, I know everything's crazy right now with the coronavirus, and I know I'm on a group chat with the rest of the class, and they told me how insane all the assignments have been, just trying to get everything done and trying like to balance that with all the coronavirus craziness. And thank you for just being patient with all of us as students, because I know how crazy it's been. So I don't know when you're going to watch it, but thank you, Professor, for just taking the time to grade all of our stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off.